What I'm about to say is going to sound a tad harsh, but I don't care. I can feel bad for anybody who loved, cared about this woman, you know, friends, family, whatever. But I don't feel 1 ounce, I don't feel sorry at all for that cop who was, female cop who wound up dead. She was playing Russian roulette. People, she was playing Russian roulette and she wound up dead. Okay? If the story can be believed. You know, at first we just heard, oh, 2 cops, one accidentally shot the other, the gun went off. But now the truth comes out because there was a 3rd person there, and that 3rd guy says they were playing Russian roulette, that the female cop is at fault for her own, I mean, she was playing Russian roulette. So, she's dead. Don't feel bad for her any more than I would have felt bad had something seriously happened. And remember, she might not have died. See, she's dead, but it could have been, you're playing Russian, I mean, you could have wound up not dead, you could have wound up whatever, you know. Tempting death. Every time when they point it, if this is even true what happened, maybe it's not true. Maybe the other cop is covering for his buddy. I really don't know. But nothing surprises me. I told him nothing surprises me anymore. And we just turned on the news, and I was watching more news tonight. I didn't watch any news today. I was doing other things. My mom watched the news, but this tonight was talking about the next thing, you know, rampage, massacre, 5 people dead, and this person's on the loose. When World News Tonight was on today, he wasn't caught. And Mom was like, oh yeah, I heard that story. I'm like, oh yeah, when you were they were home watching the news, and I was cleaning. So this one's on the loose, on the run. I already told you about the other 2. The bank massacre, the 5 women he killed, and then the just weird one in Pennsylvania state campus, and now this one. Anyway, young cop, she's dead because apparently if the witness is to be believed, she and this other cop they were hanging out and playing Russian roulette with their guns, with a gun. I can't feel sorry for her any more than I felt sorry for that idiot who, you know, he admits he's an idiot, but he can't explain to me why he did it any more than these cops are going to explain why. This cop's going to explain why he decided to play Russian roulette with this female cop who's now dead, his co-worker. I mean, but the one who jumped from over 100 feet from a cruise ship top to shark-infested waters below. Again, other things can happen to you besides dead. There are people who land in water they did jump from you can even in a pool or something and wind up paralyzed for life. So why do it, man? I told you. Alienation. That psychologist who had a few screws loose, but she's like, you know, very few people commit suicide, but just about all of us, we all self-destruct in one way or the other. It's programmed into ourselves. That's what the movie said anyway. The movie was too weird for words. But I had free e-pics from the 18th to the 24th, and I took advantage of it. I watched Alienation. I watched Downsizing, which is fucking weird. anything I see with Matt Damon just keeps reminding me to look up, and I don't ever do it. Why does Jimmy Kimmel hate him so much? What is this feud between them? I watch Jimmy Kimmel in every single show without fail. We have no time for Matt Damon. I mean, for a long time now. I don't know how many years, but... and I still don't know why. And just a reminder, I am not crazy about Jimmy Kimmel to any degree, but I do watch it. I watch it, just the beginning part, and of course Joe will be like, you're brainwashing yourself. No, I'm not, Joe. I see right through Jimmy Kimmel's bullshit, okay? And sometimes I do laugh, you know, in spite of myself, so. Sometimes it's funny, even what he says about Trump, sometimes it's funny. Little songs and poems he came up with, and the intermission to you, congratulations, was all sarcasm, of course. They had people doing Trump songs to like, I don't know, some just funny. That book he read that time, that I liked. I don't know, but I don't think 3 weeks from now, nothing's going to be resolved. The Democrats are adamant, or she said there's not going to be a wall. They don't want to budge at all in that. I say, fuck them, Trump. They're not going to declare a national emergency, better than shutting the government down again and having all these workers be out of work, and, you know, declare a national emergency. And go over her head. And she's an arrogant bitch, you know. I don't like her. So, do I think that's going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? Do I care? No. I'm not invested in anything, you know what I mean? I just like an observer. The weird shit, like for instance, 2 cops deciding to play Russian roulette with one of their guns. I mean, that's just fucked. In that instance, you do not feel bad for that cop. Not if I don't feel bad for that cop at all. Not one iota. Nor do I feel bad for that cop, who I hope is prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I hope he engaged in the Russian roulette that killed his fellow officer, but she is absolutely equal to blame for her own death. Okay? And probably even more so because she didn't have to take part in the game. You know what I mean? She took part in the game. It could have been her who killed him. It's one bullet in the chamber, and what the fuck are they doing? You are not going to know anything, Laura. You are not going to know, okay? Stick with things you can know. Somehow, some way, somebody is going to solve the mystery of the gaps being 1/8 inch perfectly acceptable in these 4-piece sterling shower tub enclosures. You know, I read it from sterling reps more than one. Okay, so I want to get to the bottom of that. That's something I can know. Why people do the dumbest things, I'm not gonna feel bad for them. The ones who set themselves on fire, or any of those challenges, or eat the pods, or I think those are less dangerous potentially, but close your eyes while driving. And it's not just kids doing it. When I saw it on Inside Edition, this mom was doing it, but then you get instructions on how to drive blindfold. I mean, our cells are programmed to self-destruct, just like the movie Alienation says. I don't know. Anyway, I found that googly monster I was missing. They're all covered with hair and they disgust me. I don't even want it, but there are 8 in here and I'm not going to take them out. They upset me. So, and I don't have much room on any of these camera memory cards. I probably have some another place. I need to show you this, though. I want to go to bed early tonight. I was going to create a video and title it because it's Saturday night, and then I was dancing to that Say Amen Saturday Night by Panic at the Disco, and I wanted to title it, I can think of so many things I would rather be doing than cleaning on a Saturday night. Anyway, but I am happy that this is getting done. Look at this shit. There's a new microwave. I hope it's not defective because it's too late to return it. You know what I mean? It's too late. It's too late to return it. It's a cheap microwave I got from Amazon, and it replaced that monster microwave that you guys probably saw at some point or other, some of you, when I showed you the kitchen, when I've cleaned it and stuff. But that monster microwave was horrible, and we never got a chance to use this because it arrived, and you know, we had to leave. You know, there's other things. But anyway, it's just small. It's for my mom. I don't use microwaves in general. It's just so if I make her a meal, if I'm taking off to walk around and do whatever that I do, you know, my drinking and walking around, discreetly breaking the law. You know, whatever I do, my little relatively safe bouts of fun, but whatever. My mom's home, and I've left her food. She doesn't really want to use the stove. The stove needs to be cleaned under here. I can't use any of the burners. See, this type of stove, it lifts up, and I try to put the burners on, and it starts smoking, so I need to clean under there. Something funky's going on. But anyway, my mom just doesn't really like to use the stove, and I would rather her not use the stove when I'm not here anyway. She doesn't really need to, you know. I have food, and now we have this nice microwave that's replacing that monster old, probably 20-plus-year-old microwave. I was looking online. It's a monster. It's really old. I don't know how old it was, but looking at the make and model of it, I tried to find one that they're ancient, you know, like on eBay. Wait, no, I was trying to see. Anyway, look, clean. I scrubbed the countertops when my mom babysat Omer in her bedroom, and look. And I still have stuff on that table to put back on here, but it's doing good. See, there's the bag of googly monsters, 8 of them. They are awaiting their fate. Your fate of death, googly monsters, when I get a chance. There's 2 different protein and greens. This one was recommended by a health food store that I occasionally go to, and it's like double the price of this one that I bought off of VitaCost, but you get what you pay for. This one is way, way better. It has like all kinds of, I don't know, and it's organic, which this one's not, okay? But again, this one's double the price. I haven't tried either of them. I did try my new NutriBullet at the hotel, though. These protein powders I have not tried. But I am so excited. The kitchen is soon going to be leaky clean. I am so psyched. I'm thinking it might be a good idea. Not that I really want to, because I don't know where it's going to end up, but I think I should. I think it might be a good idea for me to, do what I did before. Get everything out of the living room and pile it up into my room. I'm not sleeping in my room anyway. As long as anything's in there, might as well just do what I did before, pile everything up in my room, make sure I can still reach my computer, of course. And that's it. Because I need it to be clean out here, especially when I'm not feeling well psychologically, emotionally. I don't want to deal with this contractor shit. I don't want to deal with it. I just can't even believe it's happening. I cannot believe it's happening. I just can't believe it. I'm like, you gotta fucking be kidding me. But just like anything, you know, anybody, you hear about people cutting corners, you just never know. People can be in business for a long time and then they get lazy, they get sloppy, they don't, you know, they forget the correct ways of doing something. You know, maybe they haven't dealt with a mobile home in a long time, you know. Because when I was expressing my little concerns, she was like, oh, don't worry about it. We deal with $1 million homes and whatever. Yeah, but maybe you haven't dealt with a really old mobile home with a really old bathroom in a long, long time. They couldn't get us a vanity that fit that. She had to put wood on both sides because they had to put wood on both sides because she told me, like, they don't make vanities that size anymore. You know? And you buy, if you look online, you buy from these are not custom-made panels, and you buy them from the big box stores, Lowe's and Home Depot and whatever, and they're not one size fits all, you know? But what really is getting to me is that I've heard horror stories about contractors. This particular contractor, she swears up and down she guarantees her work, but she never expected something like this that looks like it's the case, and it's just killing me. But if you didn't get it right the first time around, or your men didn't get it right the first time around, your employees, who you did not closely supervise, you know, and didn't even check over their work apparently, but then how are you going to get it right the second time around? You get it? Does that make sense? How are they going to do it right the second time around if they weren't able to do it right the first time around? If that's the case. Like I said, my head's spinning. From what I read, from what people say, and sterling reps, and eighth, you know, people say, do I have to worry about this gap? And no, 1/8 of an inch gap is perfectly acceptable. And another sterling rep was telling someone that's a width of 3 credit cards stacked up. And I don't want to be a broken record, but I don't understand these 4-piece shower tub enclosures and how they work, and why these gaps are perfectly acceptable, and how water magically doesn't get behind and ruin the wall. I mean, I don't get it. I know for a fact grime will get in between that gap. That's a given. I don't care. But how can water not eventually damage the wall behind? I have not a clue. Not a clue in the world. I don't know. And like I said, there's so many things I can't know, but I know I will figure this out somehow. Somehow I'm going to get to know the truth. And I really would like a second opinion. You know, if this is thousands of dollars worth of work, you know, it's not some small thing. So if they have to build this thing all over again, how are they going to get it right the second time around if they weren't able to get it right? I said if, okay, hypothetically. If they didn't get it right first time around, how are they going to get it right second time around, okay? That's number one. Number two, before they even would try, I would like a second opinion. I would like someone else to tell me what it, you know, if an expert came here and say, what did they do wrong? Why is this out like that? Or, you know, what's your best guess of what they did wrong? I don't understand any of this. And I'm very, very upset. I'm trying to control it, but I'm very upset. And in the end, even if I'm wrong, right? I left voicemails for the field adjuster. You know, long voicemails saying X, Y, and Z, venting. It's like I vented about that grab bar when I thought it was intentionally not installed, because I couldn't come up with any other reason why there'd be one on the wall and not in the shower, you know. But her excuse is plausible, but she wasn't doing it, and it, you know, but it still upset me the day she's like, well, I didn't see it in the picture, I don't know if they put it up. You know, it's like, what the fuck do you mean you don't know? It's something I stressed to you 3 weeks ago before you even hired you practically. You don't know if they put it up. And, oh, well, I'll send him over. I didn't see it, but I'll send him over. And then, without telling me what's going on, he said, well, I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it. I might actually be lucky that he didn't put it up. I'm going to be really blunt here. I'm going to be really fucking blunt here. It's not that I didn't like him. He even drove me down to catch the bus when I came. It does not that I didn't like him. It doesn't make you like someone, and they could be going through other things in their life and be daydreaming and careless and just not, you know, on their game. And maybe I'm lucky that he didn't put it up like he was supposed to do. And the excuse is because I don't know where to put it. We were lucky because she was here this past Wednesday with him, and she's, under the circumstances, going to make sure they do a damn good job, you know. She knows that I'm going to pull on it, like it says online, to pull on it and make sure it's nice and sturdy. It's meant to be able to grab onto with a certain weight limit, you know, that's like 207 pounds or whatever, which my mother and I are both well within that, you know, way under that. So, you know, just install it and take your chances. It has to be really, so maybe he would have fucked that up, you know. I don't know. All I know is what Kurt wrote made me feel a little better, because even if I'm wrong, so in my shoes, so would Kurt, so would the church woman, so would other people, you know, would be wrong in thinking logically, how can that possibly be okay? You know, that gap, how can it possibly, water spraying on it, how can water not get behind and ruin the walls? How can that possibly be, quote, acceptable, unquote, alright? According to that Sterling rep. But again, that one I showed you in the back wall is more than 1/8 anyway. But I thought they'd have to do the front one too.